Welcome back, guys. In this video we will talk about Hadoop and Apache Spark. They are sometimes viewed as competitor, you can say, in the big data space, but I can say they are better together. You guys listen in on any conversation about big data and you will probably hear mention of Hadoop and Apache Spark. So in this video I will brief about what they do actually and how they compare. So let's go. They do different things. Hadoop and Apache Spark, they do different things. As you can know, Hadoop and Apache Spark are both big data frameworks, but they don't really serve the same purpose. Because Hadoop is essentially a distributed data infrastructure. It distributes massive data collection across multiple nodes within a cluster of commodity servers, which means you don't need to view and maintain expensive custom hardware. Hadoop also indexes and keeps track of that data, enabling big data processing and analytics far more effectively than was possible previously. On the other hand, Spark is a data processing tool that operates on those distributed data collections, so it does not do distributed storage as we have as we have done with Hadoop. So you can say they do different things. On the other hand, Hadoop distribute all its data to commutative hardware, you can say, but a Spark is just a simple data processing tool that operates on those distributed data collections. So it does not do any distributed storage. Now we will go to second difference. And the second difference is you can use one without the other. Now this is one of the questions that how Apache Spark and Apache Hadoop, are they independent of each other and all. So I will clear this out. You can use one without the other, means there is no any connection between Apache Spark and Hadoop. If you want to use, you can use individually, because Hadoop includes not just a storage component HDFS. It's just not contain only HDFS, but also a processing component called MapReduce. So Hadoop basically consists of HDFS and MapReduce. So you don't need a Spark to get your processing done. As we have seen, Spark is a processing tool. So if you are using Hadoop, then it's not necessary you can use a Spark, because Hadoop itself consists one a storing package called SDFS and a processing package called MapReduce. Conversely, you can also use Spark without Hadoop. A Spark does not come with its own file management system, though, it needs to be integrated with one. If not HDFS, then any other file system you can integrate with a Spark and it will do processing. So a Spark was basically designed for Hadoop, no doubt. However, we may agree that Spark and Hadoop, they are better together, because Hadoop, if you are using Hadoop, then it's not necessary you have to use Spark, because Spark is a processing tool, but Hadoop consists its own processing, processing management, you can say MapReduce, so it's not necessary. On the other hand, if you are using a Spark, then it's not necessary you need to use Hadoop, because a Spark do processing of any file system. If it is not a Hadoop distributed file system HDFS, then it can get any file and it can process. So I hope this you can use one without the other difference might be clear with you guys. So we will go to third differences, third comparison. Spark is a speedier. Spark is generally a lot faster than MapReduce because of the way it processes the data. While MapReduce operates in steps, a Spark operates on the whole dataset in one fell swoop. The MapReduce workflow looks like this. It read the data from the clusters, Hadoop cluster, perform an operation, write result to the cluster, read updated data from the cluster, perform next operation, write next result to the cluster, etc. So this is all the MapReduce workflow. But Spark, on the other hand, completes the full data analytics operation in memory and in near real time. So basically, it includes the read data from the cluster, perform all of the requisite analytic operation, write result to the cluster, and it's done. So you can say Spark is more speedier by seeing the comparison between the workflow of MapReduce and workflow of Spark. So Spark can be as much as 10 times faster than MapReduce for batch processing. For batch processing, a Spark can be as much as 10 times faster and up to 100 times faster for memory analytics. So if you're going with batch processing, it can be 10 times faster than Hadoop. But if you're going for memory analytics, then it is might be 100 times faster than Hadoop. So quite Spark is definitely a speedier one. So we will go with fourth comparison, and it will be quite interesting that you may not need Spark speed. As we have seen, for batch processing it is 10 times faster, and for memory analytics it is 100 times faster. But the big question is, you may not need Spark speed because MapReduce processing style can be just fine. If your data operation and reporting requirements are mostly static, so MapReduce is quite fine. If your processing style can be just data operation and reporting requirements, and they quite they are both static, and you can easily wait for the batch mode processing if you're not in a hurry. So MapReduce is quite fine with that style. But if you need to do analytics on a streaming data, like from sensor on a factory floor, or have application that require multiple operation, you probably want to go with Spark. Because most machine learning algorithm, for example, require multiple operations. Common application for a Spark include real-time marketing campaigns, online products recommendations, cyber security analytics, and machine log monitoring. So these are all can be can be performed with Spark because these are no real-time data. If you're doing for marketing campaign, online product recommendations, you can see on different websites, cyber security analytics, machine log monitoring. So you need to definitely go with Spark. So you need to figure out, do you need a Spark speed or not? Because if your a style of processing just include data operation and reporting requirement are mostly static, then you can wait for batch mode processing, then you can go with Hadoop. But if you need to do analytics on a streaming data or real-time data like marketing campaigning, online product recommendations, cyber security analytics, machine log monitoring, then you need to go with definitely with Spark. So we will go with final comparison, that is failure recovery, because as we have seen in big data and Hadoop, you can have the failure recovery. If any any node in the cluster is failed, then it has one automatic failure management. So in a Spark and Hadoop, both different but still good. Hadoop is naturally resilient to system faults or failures since data are written to disk. Definitely one important point, in Hadoop data are written to disk, but a Spark done processing on data on memory level itself, you can say. So if we are talking in terms of failure recovery, then it's quite different but still good, because Hadoop is naturally resilient to system faults or failures since data are written to disk, after every operation, but a Spark has similar built-in resiliency by virtue of fact that its data objects are stored in something called resilient distributed data set, that is RDD, distributed across the data cluster. So these data objects can be stored in memory or on disk, and RDD, that is resilient distributed data sets, provides full recovery from faults or failures. So if you are talking in terms of failure recovery, then no, it's quite different, but it's still good in both of the ways. So these are the five comparison I have put it out, and I hope it cleared on between, one thin line between its Apache Spark and Apache Hadoop. So thank you very much guys for watching this video. Thanks a lot.